There's a beautiful day headed your way. Keep your head up, up, up. You'll be okay. A beautiful day waiting for you. Just open your eyes. You'll see it's true. Good times, sunshine. Gonna be here in no time now. Bad times, gray skies. Push them all away, turn them upside down. You're gonna break new ground. Turn everything around. You're gonna live your life. There's a beautiful day headed your way. Keep your head up, up, up. You'll be okay. Beautiful day waiting for you. Just open your eyes. You'll see it's true. A beautiful day.
Welcome back to the Booga live stream. It's Wednesday night, Small Project Wednesday. Hope everybody's having a good week and a good day, a good Wednesday. And it's been kind of a long day for us, but we're going to work tonight. We're actually going to be working with some of these colors here. You can see down one of the screens there. These are the colors that Chain Reaction currently offers. Got some samples from them, so we're going to give them a try tonight, see how they work. Let me see if I can get a... there it is today. Try to add a link here to Chain Reaction, checking them out. Their aluminum looks really good. The only reason I have never ordered from them before was because they offered a lot of bright aluminum, but I make my own up, so I didn't really ever need it. But they got colors now, so I was checking out their colors, seeing how they're going to work. Since it was a sample, I don't have a whole lot, so I was trying to figure out something we could work into it, and we're going to end up doing a what do they call it, bee stings. I'm going to mix it with some of my bright aluminum I have from TRL, or actually my anodized silver. Anodized, clear, whatever you want to call it, from TRL. Since I want to make a bracelet that I can use, I don't like mixing my anodized colors with bright aluminum. I make plenty of bright aluminum stuff, but I like it to be just all bright aluminum, or a mix of another base material, bronze, stainless, something like that. When it comes to the anodized colors, if I'm going to put silver in with it, I like that being anodized. Because with bright aluminum, over time, it will clean up perfectly great. But you will get an oxide buildup, oxidization, whatever, on it. So when it comes to that, so that's what we're going to work on. We're just going to, with you can make these many different colors, but with the bee stings, I like doing a silver with just accents of the color. So, but I've done them with color with accents of silver too. So that's what we're gonna work on tonight. We'll see how far we get, and I got some. I looked at the Chain Reaction rings, and there wasn't going to be quite enough silver to do it all anyway. But we're gonna make up one. There's not enough of those again to make up a full bracelet, but I was comparing them to my rings that I make, and they were almost exact. So, and clean wise and everything, that's why I'm saying I'm pretty impressed with theirs. That's why I make my own. I've only ever bought, in all reality, bright aluminum from two places, and that was years and years ago before I started making my own. So TRL and Chainmail Joe. The thing I didn't like about Chainmail Joe at the time, he didn't clean them. I don't know if he does now. His colored ones seemed to be fine, but I'm still not sure I still clean them anyway. And TRLs were obviously dirty, but then it was 5 years ago or so now. I got my ringinator, so I make my own rings, so I don't need, when it comes to anything other than anodized aluminum, I pretty much can get it myself. Alright, so now we're on to get this first ring put in. There we go. I'm trying to remember how I did this. It's through. Been a while since I've done this one. I think this is it. And we'll close it up and see if it works. I know it has been a little while since I've done this weave. I just kind of got a picture to remind myself of how to do it. Well, and then I did look up in my book. I was like, I want to make sure the AR was right, because I needed the right AR to do a project with this stuff. So, let's see here. Did I not do it right? Maybe I didn't. Something seems wrong, so I must have did something wrong. Oh, maybe that should be okay. I see what I did. I forgot to get inside the other one. Where's my closure? Alright, let's go fix that. I forgot to. You gotta come off of there, through, and then over. There we go. Come on. Come on. There you go. I think that's right now. I guess we'll find out in a second. Let's see here. No, I did something wrong again. You know what I think I did, even to begin with. Yeah, see, that was the wrong ring anyway. Alright, let's go through that again. I don't think I had enough rings on there to begin with. I was trying to weave it with one less ring, because I believe it should be the one and slide over, still 3 with the connector, which would be color, but we're going to start with one of these because I don't think in the 7 different colors in their chunks, I don't think it's going to be enough, so I figured I'd have to start the first one as a silver chunk, and then we'll play with it when we get to the end. Once we get all the colors in, we'll see what happens. I believe it was because I didn't have that in there. It should have been 3, so yeah, that makes sense now. Now I see what I was doing wrong. Because I was like, why? Because I have to grab the one, I can pull it up and over through. I bring the top one up, over it, and through, and then it can come inside that one. And I didn't have that extra ring. I was trying to tuck it into the wrong place because of not having that other ring. Weaving properly can make a difference. Alright, so there's our little chunk. And it's these 2 top rings here that are going left to right that we're going to be putting the color in. So actually, this is kind of the order I wanted to go in. I didn't want to, I don't know. I didn't know what kind of color order to put them in. So I just kind of laid them out that way. And so I guess that's what I'm going to go with. So we'll have to open, we'll open both of the colors. This is gold. Their anodized aluminum is actually not too bad. It's not quite as shiny, I would say, as TRL's. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. Other than, they call it a juniper green, so it matches their color. I get it. But for me, I don't necessarily like that green. It does okay for most things, I think, but when it comes to Christmas time, anything I'm doing with Christmas trees and stuff, sometimes a darker green like that looks a little weird, but for most things, I think it's going to be just perfectly fine. But like I said, overall, I think if I didn't make my own bright aluminum rings, I'd probably definitely be ordering them from, well, and actually I probably will be ordering some 12 gauge from Chain Reaction there. I don't have any 12 gauge wire. I don't know, I could probably do it. My setup, probably I'd have to do a little something different to coil it. I should be able to cut it without a problem. But the good thing is also it'll be, I only needed 3, right? Yeah. The using them, and since I compared, because I've got, I don't know even how many different sizes in here. many that I've never even tried before. They got some weird sizes that I've never tried, but, well, at least in forms that I do now. The old days, it was a lot different, but it was just weird back then, too, because I didn't know what I was necessarily doing. But I measured up 4 different sizes compared to the rings that I make. Everything was matching up nice and neat, so I'm like, if it ever comes down to it and I'm in desperate need and not being able to make my own, I know where I can go. So, oh, I don't need that. I'm sitting there jibber-jabbing and forgot where I was again. Hopefully I never did change camera view, did I? Or turn on music, doofus. Alright, let's get the music going up a little bit here. And let's get the camera angle going from the top first. Yeah, I did forget my whole little beginning thing. I want to thank everybody that's joining us. If you're watching us live or if you're watching us later, don't forget to give the shares, the likes up, the thumbs up, any of that good stuff you can do for us on any of the platforms, Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube. I would appreciate it. So, alright, back to where we were here. Alright, I like to just come through. We're not actually going to be weaving through this first one in a way. I'm just using it to come through so I can grab this one. Then I can bring over in through the inside and inside, correct? I believe that is correct. I guess we will know momentarily. And I am going to look real close at these rings. I don't have to open them real far, but I kind of want to see how they're holding up. As long as I got the... Yeah, there we go. That's right. Our next little chunk. But I want to check out plier marks, where I'm closing them, how the back side, where the cut is on the opposite side, basically where you're hinging from opening and closing. Are you getting any discoloration? I wanted to test how far I could go before I'd get that, but I don't have enough really that I want to do that with if I wanted to do a bracelet, so it is what it is. It looks pretty good. I mean, I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. I'm probably going to open these just a bit further, like I said, more than I need to for this particular weave, but I do want to, I need to close that a couple more. I do want to check them out, and that's why I wanted to pair it up with the anodized aluminum here, the silver clear coated. That's one thing I need to ask Wally about that. If they're going to do any clear coated aluminum. Just like I said, when I like to mix colors with silver, but I don't like it to be just bright aluminum because again the oxide that'll build up, and it can be cleaned up and look perfectly good again, but it just kind of stays with the rest of it if it's just there. So alright, so I grab the bottom one, go through this one, get this top one back up over, go through it, pull the middle one through. I did get all my orders done yesterday, and I do want to thank everybody that had made orders over the weekend at our event and other. I've had a few other orders outside that, so I do appreciate it. All orders were taken care of finally last night. Last one shipped out, I guess, today, but it was boxed up ready to go last night. So it was nice to get the orders, and they're all gone and done. So I did try to do a little bit of straighten up, but today we mowed. That always drains me pretty good. Did a few other things out there today. That's why I'm not in my normal mail work shirt tonight. I was like, it's my daughter's, youngest daughter's band shirt. Once I was doing some other stuff, and I was like, yeah, we'll just go with this one tonight. I'm wearing one of my odd hats because my other one was up there. I didn't really like messing with. It's been a productive day, but kind of slowish on some aspects of things. But I need to get some other stuff straightened up in here. My desks or my benches here are still a disaster, but I'm to the point where the disaster is almost to that easy point where it'll all go quickly at that point. But I need to, so that I can get out the inlay for tomorrow night. And then I also need to have a little bit more space because I got a few more pictures I need to take for the tutorial for the wormhole cube, which I said hopefully will be done here in the next couple weeks. I'm hoping for mid-August. I'm just trying to finalize some things, and if you've ever seen any, I've only have a few tutorials, but I normally have a lot of screw-ups in them. And so with this one, I'm actually trying a different format on the computer to do it in that will hopefully maybe make it easier. We're going to see. Alright, so let me see if I can grab it and pull it up here. Get a good enough view of it. Maybe. Trying to look over myself. But like I said, we got one of these things. They're just kind of... So that's where we're at in the color. And I'm going to give another quick look. They seem to be closing up well and holding up to marks. Or, you know, not marks, but pliers. Because you can buy some cheap rings from some of the, like Michaels and whatnot. You know, some of the big box stores. But they're really cheap rings. And those glow. But these are holding up pretty good. I like them. I might have to start ordering me some just to kind of have them on hand to play with. Can never have too many rings. You know, I guess you could, but I probably have too many rings, but I hate getting ready to go work on something and I don't have what I'm looking for. Ran into that a few times. That was one thing I was finding. I've got one other bracelet that I'm actually working on, but we have to decide on a few different changes because I didn't realize I don't have any 5/32 square dark rose. And she wanted JPL in it with dark rose and pink. I got pink, but I don't have dark rose, and it doesn't even look like it's available. So I didn't do a third one. So we're still working on that, so I guess I do have one order still pending, but I thought we had, it's supposed to be rainy, but that's a plane. I don't know, are the planes here today? I don't know if it's because of the wind directions or whatnot, but they seem to be taking off at a different direction. I mean, we're fairly close to the airport. I mean, not real bad, not like right next to it, but normally we don't really hear them all that often, but today's flight patterns have been very, very strange. But like I said, could be the weather related. We've had some stormages kind of coming through. Been cloudy most of the day. Come on. Get on over there. There you go. Good boy. Good ring. Good ring. I'll probably look again and see how those reds held up. I will say I did notice a little difference in the purple. I don't know exactly what they call these colors. I'm just calling them by their basic. The purple and the red a little bit. Red was on one side of the ring, which was a little weird. It was a little duller. Purple one, I had one that was a little darker out of the 4 that I got. But nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing that I haven't seen from any other supplier. So, I mean, nothing that is leading me for any concern or anything. Did I put that? Okay, I thought I put that on the wrong side for a half second. I was like, did I build that backwards? I could have built it backwards, in all honesty. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, this red one that I put in here is a little more matty on one side. I know the camera cannot probably pick that up or anything, even if I got it close, but a little more matty, but not super noticeable. You know, 98% of the people probably wouldn't even notice it, but, you know, when you mess with the rings all the time, it is something you kind of start noticing yourself. Oh, and before I do forget, I need to give a shout out to my dad. Today is his birthday. Tried to call him before we streamed tonight, but his birthday, I mean, I didn't want to call him during work. He's still working at his old ripe age. Just I'm 50, so imagine he's still working. But a happy birthday out to him. What would that make it? 71. Yeah. Wouldn't believe it, seeing him for the most part. You're like, 70, really? I think about it now. I'm like, he seems like the last 20 years it's been the same. I mean, for his giddy up and go. Okay, we're going to need a few more of these. Where are we at in our time? We're early still. Yeah, we're 20 minutes in. We should finish this up, like I said. Then we're going to do one. We're going to use all the rings up that I got from Chain Reaction and build the same ring, but just all out of bright aluminum. I'm going to use up finish it up with my own rings. Actually, it'll be kind of a test and kind of put it out and see what happens. Alright, we're going to move on to the purples here next. Like I said, these are holding up well, though. Pretty happy with them. I've only got, though, I think it was 3 sizes, but, I mean, they're small, they're growing, so it's all good. Wally's a great guy. I mean, times I've chatted with him, he's been great, so he'll be added into the list of things I will be ordering. Trying to figure out of the sizes they have, what size do I want to start with? Probably going to start with the I've got the 16 3/16 or 18. That's my bag of 3/16 or 16. But they got the 18 3/16. I wish there was more color that I could do. I wanted to try to do maybe like some type of Byzantine or something simple with it, but oh, that stupid screen popped up. Go away, screen. I don't want you. I already updated you earlier today. But I want to see then about, getting a ½ pound probably of, because I do like that this pink they have is really, really nice kind of. It's not like fluorescent. It's not as dark as dark rose, but it's definitely darker than their pink, and I like it. I do like it. I'd love to see that in some more sizes. And like I said, the 12 gauge, I'm looking at these 9/32. These 12 gauge 9/32. I figured up their AR. Well, I tried figuring it up myself. Figured it up, and then when I went to the website, it showed it there. I don't know why I just didn't go there to begin with, but I've got some things that I'm thinking these could work really well at. And I don't mind them in bright aluminum, but eventually it'd be really cool to get these in color. Also, the 12 gauge ½ inch. These I do buy from TRL quite a bit. I make my large full Persian crosses out of these. I make my crosses in 3 sizes. And small one I only do with earrings because they're just too small and delicate for anything else. But I need to see, that's the other thing I need to see, if he's going to ever get those in colors. Because that I could dig. Now, the 9/32 is pretty small. That might be harder to anodize without it, again, getting that discoloration on the backside when you're trying to open and close them. Because you're going to have to open them up pretty big because they're thick rings. So there's always that trade-off. You have to find that happy medium where you can stop. And then, everybody's got their own way of cutting and all that. So it's got to be able to fit and work and all that. I'm just going ahead and closing up some more rings here so I don't have to keep closing up 3 every time I get to a new color. But yeah, tomorrow we'll be back to the inlay. I've got all but one order in from TRL. Finally got most of that dealt with, other than, again, TRL's driving me nuts. That's why I'm looking for different manufacturers. But I'm going to have to rely on them for a little while for several of my inlays, because I can't really necessarily change manufacturers right now when it comes to the big inlay. The other inlays, though, can change, but I got to find who's got the right size colors that I need. That's the biggest thing. I mean, that's where TRL does have the advantage. They have so many more colors, so many more sizes, but they've been doing it for so many more years. So that's why they're able to do what they do, but it does drive you a little bonkers as a chain mailer, especially trying to make stuff for other people a little different. Again, if I was just doing it as a hobby and just needing a few bags here and there, but when you're I'm still a small guy compared to a lot of people out there, But I'm still ordering, you know, I normally try to make a $500 order once a month, if not, you know, every other month, depending on what's going on. But that has been cut back because of how their website is working right now, to be honest with you. It's so difficult to get in there. And most of what I'm wanting to get right now has just been extra backup supply. There have been a few things that I have needed that they're out of, but a majority of it is to backup. But that's again why I'm going through different manufacturers now and checking them out, seeing what's available. And it's just a lot of things aren't comparable to a degree when it comes to just the brightness, sometimes the hues and stuff. The pink I would be good with replacing most of the pink. Other than an inlay, I would have to change up how my inlay colors are going to work with some of their different colors. And that'll be a challenge in itself because it took a little while to get everything set up the way it is now and working right. So, and we only got 2 more of these colors to do. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with the other set. I could make another one. I'm trying to look through some things and see if I can find another weave that I like that doesn't need a whole lot of color in AR5. That'll be the next thing I'm going to look at, see if I can use the rest of these up into something. But we'll see how it goes, what happens anyway. I do kind of like this weave. It's a little loose. It probably could go down a little bit, but this is the standard size. There's not one that's just a little bit smaller in anodized colors, so could if it was just bright aluminum. I could make up my own, you know, going to a 64th or something where it's a little bit different, so it's a little bit snugger, but also you can't go too snug. You do have to kind of watch what you're doing a little bit. Hopefully I need to probably adjust these cameras. I haven't messed with them in a while. And I'm probably going to be making some changes to that since I'm going to be doing less band stuff. When I do go, I'll only need 1 camera for anything I do for the most part. So I'm kind of be looking at changing that up. And like I said, I've been trying to get 1 other camera hooked up, but it wouldn't hook up with the way I've got it currently. So maybe that'll help that. We'll see. Who knows? Like I said, I might, with postponing and kind of laying off the band stuff more now, I might end up doing a stream on Tuesday nights where we're doing laser Tuesday night streaming. I don't know exactly how to stream that though. I mean, a lot of it's just graphic works and then just watching the laser work in a way, so I'm not totally sure how I would do that, but it is something I have considered. But like I said, we're just going to have to play it by ear, see what happens, how things feel. I don't know exactly how my fall is going to go now. I mean, I'm hoping I'll add in some more events. Ooh, which does remind me, I need to look up Gladfest. Like I said, I've been wanting to do Gladfest for about 5-6 years, but I'm always doing the band with their parade, helping with that. And without having to do that, it's a 3-day event, which could be a good thing. So I'm gonna have to look into that. It's something I really never looked into. Just going, I'd like to do it, but I've never really looked into it because I'm always busy. So, and I need to probably figure it out now because it is the first Saturday of October when that event is. So I probably really do need to figure that out pretty quick. I've actually got it set. If I want to do any in September, I need to figure them out now. October, real soon. Most of my November, December are still plenty on track, so. Oh, hiccup. So I'm going to put this will even it out, color-wise and everything like that. I'm going to probably go ahead and put a clasp on the one side, see how long we are. Oh, you know what? I did not. Yeah, I did not. I didn't pull out my ring or my bracelet sizer from event stuff. It's just not out here, so yeah, I'm gonna have to. I guess I can't really measure. I mean, I can kind of put it down like I normally do to do a pre and just go with that and call it good, but I'm definitely not in view there. If I'm down working on my measure tape that's under my little board or my plastic thing here, then I know I'm not in the camera. This chair is a little further away, but like I said, it is what it is. I'll do what I can. So there we go. Yeah, that's where we're at. Right here with no latch or anything, we are measuring 5.5. Each one is about an inch. So if I was to add, let's see, 5.5, it would be 6.5, 7.5 with latch, but it is wide. So we're going to go ahead and throw on one more on each side. I got a latch out here, so yeah, we'll just add one more chunk to each side here, and we'll put a latch on it and call it good. And then I'll have to wait and get my bracelet sizer out so I can actually give it a good measure. Like I said, when you lay them flat, you'll get different measurements than when you put them on a actual wrist. One, depending on how wide it is, how thick it is, all that will change your flat dimension. So I always use this as a basic guide. Once I've done a bracelet several times, though, I can look in my notebook. My notebook will tell me how long it was flat. I'll just go to that. I'll still test it and put it on the ring or the bracelet sizer, but once I've got that number down, I've yet to have it come off once I put it on the thing, unless I'm going with a different style clasp. Then I do have to make changes. Most time I use just my normal stainless steel lobster clasp, but I do have a whole box of different ones. I've got some colored rainbowish style ones. I got tube style ones. I've got hook style ones. I've got a ton of them in there, and I always take them with me so people can see what they might want. Everybody's got their own style. I got some magnetic ones in there. I hate those though. The 3 people that have gotten the magnetic bracelets, they're good. They're pretty strong, but I mean they can't be overly strong. All 3 of them though have lost their bracelet because the magnet breaks off and it pops off sometimes, and I guess they don't notice, but when it's on a clasp, maybe it's a little more noticeable. I'm unsure. Normally mine are either stretch-on bracelets, so I definitely tell, or big, heavy, beefy things that, you're definitely going to be able to tell. So what did I say? 5.5. We'll put 1 on. We'll give it a quick measure, see where that took us. I only put 2 on there. Yeah, I sure did. I was like, why do I have an extra one laying on the table? Because I didn't put it on there. Chainmail, we can fix it. We can make it better. Let's see, up this way. Through and through. Through and through. I had a question asked at me at this event. They were like asking me, what's the toughest part about doing chainmail? And it has never been a question I ever even thought about before. And I was like, you know what? That's a good question, man. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, there are some things, but the things that I find that were tough, I actually enjoy them being tough and learning how to get past it, I guess. So, I mean, I don't know. It was a weird question. See, that only seemed to take us up a ½ inch. So, we'll do one on the other side, and then we might have to do another one. Like I said, I do need a clasp on there still, but yeah, that was definitely a question that made me ponder, going, because I was like, well, I mean, there's different aspects depending on what you're doing. Sometimes it's a matter of some weaves where you've got this in a way, the way I'm doing it, over, under, and whatnot, might seem a little odd, but sometimes that can be tough. And then I was like, and I guess it's more when you start a weave is more the toughness. Some weaves are just want to fall apart till you get them built out a little bit, So sometimes you kind of So there was different aspects, and I was like, then if it's an inlay, that's a different animal. The weave itself is good. It's getting the graphic right to begin with. Is it going to work out well? Did you translate everything through good enough, or So I mean, I guess it does depend. Then I was like, well, I mean, also what's tough is making up the rings. It's not tough, but it can be time consuming, but then you got so many other options you can do. I don't know, like I said, it was just a very unique question, I guess. One that I never thought of myself, and it kind of threw me off for a few while I was thinking about it, going, it's a pondering question. I mean, because then and what point are you in your chainmailing path? Have you been doing it for years? Because at first, when I've done it forever, for years, I just used crap pliers. If I scuffed up the ring, I didn't care. I mean, it was just whatever it was. So when I started using anodized aluminum, I did have to kind of relearn plier work. Again, it was something that even then it wasn't something I did overly a lot of. I had fun. I put it on the wrong side. So I mean, that was a different aspect that was also tough, learning how to use one, good pliers, two, proper technique. I mean, there's some other techniques people use for doing them. Like if you watch Sean over at Mailworks, or Jennifer over at Steampunk Garage. They hold them a little different, and I do that on occasion, depending on the weave. If it, I can't seem to do it on normal weaves. I try, and maybe more practice. Again, that's just one of those things, They say it's easier on the hands and whatnot. I just haven't found it to be for me. But maybe, again, I'm not quite doing it right, or I just need more practice with it. I mean, you don't know. When I went to deliver a piece last night, when the piece we worked on Monday night, actually, I went to drop that off, and he was asking me, how do you, doesn't that get tiring? And I was like, yeah, I mean, it does, but when you've done it for so long, after a while, I mean, it still does get tiring, don't get me wrong, but you get a little more used to it, and then you know how to stagger your time. I do this full-time as a business, so I'm doing a lot of rings quite often, and I try to stagger it out. I mean, I'm not going to sit here. I mean, I might put in like 6 hours, 6-7 hours some days weaving, some days not, some days, it just kind of depends. But even when I do that, then that's spread out throughout the whole day. Since I work from home and do all that, I can do it in sections. I can do an hour work, then I can go do another hour house stuff, and I come back, do another whatever here, and go do that. So it's not a constant, sit down for 6-8 hours just going to town. That would get definitely tiring. All right, so let's see where we're at. I put 3 on one side, 2 on the other right now, and that's taking us up to 7. So yeah, we'll put 3 on this side, even it out, then we'll go ahead and latch it up and kind of see where we're at. I'll be able to feel it in a way too. I've done so many bracelets for the wife, I know where hers is at when I put it together, and kind of put it on my fingers and spread my fingers out and kind of get an idea. And I know what size hers is. I normally make hers at 8 inches. So I can normally feel where it's at and see if I'm going to be close. Like I said, I like to get to about the 8. But now I know, and this is probably written down in my notebook. I'll have to double check. Whenever I find out little things like this, sometimes I'll add little notes to my notebook from doing a weave. Each one of the units is basically a 1/2 inch. It should already be in there, because normally, again, when I do something like this for the first time, every new bracelet I do, weave-wise, or even if it's a weave I've done but in a different ring size, I always do minimum of 2, if not 3, sometimes a few more. 1, again, that gives me my times. I time it out, know how long it takes, how many rings it's going to take, how long basically per inch, and it just gives me a better overall of everything I'm doing. For later on, when I need to recreate it or something like that, The only thing I need to do now is digitize it, make everything digital, because it would have been nice if I could. The mail artisan websites and stuff like that have chainmail on it. You can do searches by AR, but sometimes there's so many of them. I have to search through a ton of them to finally find kind of what I'm looking for if I don't know the name of it, or if I'm just looking for something different, because a lot of them are. If I had my own database of stuff going, okay, this is what I have done, this is what the AR calls for, and I could look just through my own stuff because I knew this is something I'd done, but looking through my book was going to take a while to find it, which it did. I've got 4 spiral notebooks now that are the thick ones. I'll have one sitting right down here handy. That I filled up through the years now with all different weaves, and sometimes it might take a page or two, because sometimes I'll write out some weird explanations on how I did a certain thing, because it's different than what normal people would do, how they weave it. So I need to make it digitized so that it'll be easier to find anything, because it would have been nice to find this or any other weave in this. I know there's some other, I think it was JPL 4 I could do in this size, but there was no way to incorporate the few colors I had. And then I had a few others that were a combination of this size with a few others, but out of the few that I was finding right off the bat, none that I could easily distribute colors through. So once I seen this, I was like, this is probably the best, and will look the best anyway with the few colors that I do currently have of chain reactions colors. So but yeah, this is about done where we at. We're probably we're actually at 40. Wow, I was thinking we were about 30. So we are past our halfway point. So I do want to thank anybody again, in case you come in, drop in later, watching it later. Or if you're just dropping in now, I do thank everybody for dropping in, checking us out. Don't forget to give like, shares, and all that good stuff. Find us on Twitch, YouTube, all that good stuff too. And if you've bought anything from us, take some pictures. Go post them on our Facebook page. Leave some reviews. Let people know, It's one reason why I started doing live streams, because I wasn't posting a whole lot of pictures there for a while, because again, they were just the same things I'd already done in just slightly different colors and whatnot. Yeah, I did kind of stop creating newer things there for a little while, so that didn't help. But I was always busy doing something. So with the live stream, that lets people know that I'm still active doing stuff. But it also has given me some flow back into working in things and trying some new things. That's why the wormhole cube has come up. Something that I wouldn't have probably done just a little bit back, so... let me go ahead. I gotta think here. I always like my latches when they're called lobster clasps. I didn't do this for the longest time, but I started thinking about it more and more. I try to have them on sideways, so when they connect to the other side, they're sideways and they're laying flat on your wrist, not standing up. I don't remember what it was, but it's something that happened a couple years ago, and it made me start thinking about that for every bracelet. And none of that was probably in view, and I'm totally sorry. I'm just now realized that. But yeah, I like the clasp to lay flat on the wrist once it's connected, and it's going to connect through a ring that's standing this way, because the ring can twist a little bit. These can too, but when they're standing up sideways, they dig in more. Now, a lot of times on the weave, it looks better this way as a look, but it doesn't work as well when it's actually on you, at least in my opinion. And kind of, I'm a male. I don't wear as many dainty, fancier bracelets. Most of mine are going to be bigger, like this one. I'm going to have a big clasp on it. This thing's heavy duty. So it's a little different on that front on some things, but alright, let's go ahead and get this clasped up and be done. That was a nice close. That was quick and easy. I like the when you have a nice closure where it just clicks, it goes right into place, and it just felt like it stopped perfectly, and you go feel it and look at it, and it's like perfect. You're like, ah. when you have to do a little bit of tweaking, you know, you still feel good afterwards, but when you can do it real quick like that, why are you not fitting on here? Okay. This class should work. That's the size I mean, it's not my overly large one, but it should work for 16 gauge. Let me try another one. It might have had the way these stainless steel ones are built. Oh, I don't want a baby one. How did that one get in there? I got them in 3 sizes. This is my medium size, and they're kind of the way they're built. There's like a double layer here, and sometimes they can be just slightly off where the ring won't quite go through. I've had that happen a few times. Hopefully that was it, because if not, we will have to go with our larger ring. Yeah. Yeah, I guess we're just going to have to go with the bigger one. I don't think we would have to, but do I want to add a colored one? No, it'll look better with just the stainless steel on there. And these I definitely know are big enough, because they'll fit even bigger, slightly bigger. Alright, so see if I can get a decent picture there. Like I need to find again. So I need to cut out some of my whiteboard foam stuff that I can just have a chunk that I could lay something on, put up here, because when the background gets in the way of everything, it kind of throws things off on the camera. But there it is. That's the what about it? Bee stings weave with a little color from Chain Reaction thrown in there just to give it a little pop. It looked good with a few of those just all the way across in one color. It's not really rainbow, but it's just colors, so came out pretty decently. I'm pretty happy with those rings. I am going to look real quick. I didn't look at the black. Check the back sides, and they look pretty good. Not seeing anything out of the ordinary, so I'm pretty happy with those. We'll have to see how the smaller ones work next. That's what I'm going to have to play with. But we're going to go ahead and get working on the rest of... Well, there's one bad cut from... But that's going to happen. I can, it happens from my own. I mean, you try to weed those out, but... Alright, so... I already got a little bit done of the silver one, but I wanted to do the color. So, go ahead and, like I said, knowing I wasn't going to have enough of these. I have enough of the 1/4 inch 16 gauge. I got a little extra of those, and I got a little extra of the 16 gauge 3/16. So I will be doing something out of there for what I got from Chain Reaction, and we're going to see how those work, and should be fine though. I mean, like I said, I've already played with a little bit of them. That was the first thing I played with other than this ring, but every ring. That one just didn't want to get quite right, but that's what I started with, just to see how many it was going to take, and then I was like, no, there's definitely not going to be enough. That's when I started comparing them to my rings, and with the same thickness, same inner diameter, one's closed up within 100th. Maybe a couple hundredths off, but nothing crazy. I mean, even in between each ring here, there was an average where it would all averaged out. I keep looking at this camera that's pointed down, thinking that's the camera I need to look at for some dumb reason. So we're just gonna work on this one and finish this bracelet up. Now I know how many chunks though. I never did close this up though. That's what I should have done. Down here. Let me grab it properly. Alright. There we go. Grab it properly. Yeah, it's probably just under 8. I'm going to say probably 7 3/4-ish. Yeah, I don't think I'd probably go down to 7.5, but yeah, it could be 7.5. 7.5 to 7 3/4 is probably where we're at on that one. This one being silver, I don't have to make it an even spacing. So I might actually go one more chunk on this one. I'll leave this one up here so I can count chunks while we're at it and get it to that. And, flip, 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 flip. There you go. And I don't need any more of you, because this is all BA bright aluminum for this. So, alright, now we can get back to this one. Sorry about that. I was kind of wondering when I started doing this how long it was going to be. Does it match the other or not? And see that I always like to tell people whenever I do anything in bright aluminum, it's like it'll look bright and silver, you just got to clean it. It will oxidize. It can give a little bit of rub off. That's just the nature of it. I mean, when you have anodized aluminum, you don't have that issue because there's a coating on it that keeps down that corrosion per se. I guess it's not really corrosion, but alright. Over through the woods, up and through the other woods, and through the rabbit hole. Oh, did my music stop again? Must be past half an hour. I should have known. Like I said, I don't know why it does that on this stupid thing, but I can't get it to stop. That's what I need to try something else. And I've been wanting to do it. I keep saying I'm going to do it, and I just get so busy with so much other stuff. And things will get easier, but I know I'm going to end up filling it with stuff. I mean, I can already tell I'll probably just end up doing more chainmail, adding more laser stuff, but, you know, it is what it is. Like I said, I'm still going to do some things. They're supposed to be getting together at some point and deciding. I don't know what the website's going to be like, but they have till Friday morning, so basically either get a hold of me tonight or tomorrow. I've got everything backed up for needed, but I don't know what's going to go on that front, but I'm still going to be going and doing the portraits for them, individual pictures, and I'll still do stuff what I can, but it's just, like I said, the daily stuff is going. I'm not going to do the DVDs because the events probably aren't as bad as when the DVDs come. I mean, October and September does kind of suck because sometimes there's, like I said, a lot of Friday, Saturdays, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday type things, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But the DVDs, they take me so much time in the spring that I get so behind on so much other stuff that I honestly don't know what it'll be like in the spring. I'll have to kind of relearn how to do springtime again. Sounds odd, but so I'm not sure how much more we'll get of this before we run out. We don't have too many rings. I didn't get a lot of them. Like I said, this was just a sample pack to try to check them out. I mean, I got a lot more aluminum, like I said, that I don't need, but I'm going to use them. If they're rings and they're good, I'm going to use them. Trust me, if they're bad rings, I wouldn't use them. I've got a ton of bad rings. They're actually in the box of junk mail that I have labeled junk mail. That eventually go into a project. I just don't want them. They're just not. It'll be more for a show project, not a actual piece that I sell. I mean, I guess I could if somebody likes it. Like I said, in my head, it's like a bunch of broken down pieces from multiple wars slammed together to make something to protect. Again, just for looks, but we'll do 3 and 1. So I won't get quite halfway out of what I got in the sample packs of these, but that's all right. Like I said, in a way, I'm kind of glad. I want to be able to mix theirs with mine, and see how it works. Give them some time out, because I have a feeling that I think we kind of got the same kind of thing going on, and they're making good rings. I've always been happy with my rings, so I mean, if I'm happy with mine and theirs are just as comparable, I'm happy. Oh, I forgot to switch back over. Hopefully I'm not missing any comments. I don't know. I'm not sure if I had anybody show up tonight or not. But, I haven't seen any comments, but that's alright. Like I said, I'm just here to kind of hang out and have some fun and chit chat with myself if need be. I did see Bracken Mail was back yesterday. I caught a little bit of his last night. That was, was it, or was that today? No, it wasn't today. Was it? No, it was yesterday. I don't even remember. I do not remember actually right offhand right now. It was during the day, afternoon, because he was, and it was more early afternoon my time. He's in California, so it was morning for him, and he signed off when it started getting warmer in the late morning. So it was early afternoon, and I don't think it was today because I was mowing and I took the sun out. I was working on, yeah, that had been yesterday. I know I caught a little bit. Like I said, I went over there for, I don't know, maybe about 20-30 minutes. And it was John that tagged me on it, going, because I didn't get a notification. Normally I always get a notification on his, but it had been so long. Maybe that's why I didn't, but I need to go check out. But it was good to see him back again. He's out in California, like I said. He's lives out there close to some of the fires that are going on out there now. So I'm always hoping he's being safe and all that out there. That's got to suck living in where there's always fires going on out there in California, it seems like. I've known him for a good 7 years now. It seems like every couple of years he's got some fires going on around him. Alright, so I only got one ring left of those, but that's alright. Like I said, I knew there weren't going to be enough, and give it a good test. Like I said, I can put them together. I'm going to put it in different environments, let it sit around. I'll probably throw it on myself every once in a while just to get it some skin oils on it. Just test it out. It's not one I'm going to sell, just to kind of play around with so I can compare his or chain reaction mail jump rings, whatever you want to call them. It's all going to be on the clasp side. My rings will continue it out to the other side, and we'll see how all that works. So, like I said, they were pretty indistinguishable. I mean, I'll put this on one side. That's my ring. That's and I mean, you're not gonna be able to tell really any difference either, probably. But I mean, they're great rings. I've always been happy with mine, and like I said, if they're comparable to mine, I don't find them any better or any worse. I mean, so I'm happy with that. Come back into view, camera. It got blurry, I guess, because of everything I was doing there. Well, that one was a little weird. But, where are we at here? 56 minutes, so we're getting close. We might go just a little bit. Well, no, we do want to close up. I do want to stop at an hour tonight because I do want to try to call my dad back. Like I said, I tried to call him before the stream tonight. I don't know if he's out of town or who knows. He could have been driving or, you know, he's got 5 kids and everybody else could be trying to call him too. I used to call him during his day while he worked and tell him happy birthday, but I hate doing that, so I put it off today. I figured I'd just wait till later. But he is getting older. He's going on a lot more vacations now. They're always going out to the casinos across the... Yeah, they got a little drive to get to casinos, I guess, from where they live. Not in view here again, dang it. Get over and tuck it under. Put her through. I like weaves like this in a way. It did take me a little while to kind of figure that out, but I kind of dig it. It kind of gives me that same feeling I get whenever I do my full Persian, the way I do my full Persian. Which I said has always been a little bit different than most people's. There might be some out there that do it that way, but... Well, so we are there. Let me go ahead. We're going to do one more chunk. I will finish it up after I get done trying to call my dad again. Get this one finished up, then I can start cleaning up the test and get the inlay out. I'm so ready to get back into it. I haven't done anything since 2 weeks ago. So I did work on a little bit till I ran out. I had 9 rings left and I got my rings in, so that we got that. Oh, the cat opened the door. I could feel the heat build. At least it wasn't too bad today. Like I said, that's why we mowed early. I think we had feels like 91 today, like 83. So it was actually a very mild day compared. We're getting ready to go back up in the 90s again. I am so ready for fall. I am so ready for fall and or winter. I'll take them both. So we'll finish up this one here, and then we will call her for tonight. We'll go that way. Give me another ring. I find it easier to just hold it on this weave than, and I say that now having all kinds of issues, than holding it with the pliers. Sometimes it's better to weave with the pliers, but this one's kind of loosey-goosey. It's harder to kind of do it sometimes with the pliers, I think. So, like I said, we're going to go ahead and call it quits here for the stream tonight. Let me go ahead and flippy here. No, we need the ugly. In my categories of things, under my scenes, I got the, top only camera, inlay camera. I got them all labeled. And the one that we're getting ready to flip to, that's in the bottom box over here currently, is called the ugly face camera. So that is what this scene is called, is my ugly face camera. But anyway, I do thank everybody for joining us tonight. If you joined us at any point in time, or if you're watching us later, I do appreciate anybody that does. I always have a good time. Especially when more people are here, it's kind of fun to chat. I get a little less done, but it's still fun. I know some people watch it later. I get comments later on saying, hey, I just got your video. You were talking about this, blah, blah, blah. If you ever have any questions, send them off to me. When it comes to chainmail, I help out as much as I can. If it's something I'm unsure of, I know several others that I can put you in contact with, if you don't already know them. If you're into chainmail and you know some of the good people out there. So I do appreciate it. Don't forget to give thumbs up, likes, all that good stuff. Anytime we're on, even if you just drop in for a little bit, all that helps us get posted on more people's walls that do follow us. We're still trying to get up to 500 likes on Facebook, so don't forget about, trying to get more people to come in and join us. Give the Booga Box some good things, So tonight is Wednesday. Tomorrow night is Thursday. We will be back with our inlay tomorrow night, working on the Chris Jones Chiefs defensive end inlay. So otherwise, I hope you all have a great night tonight. Hope you have a wonderful Thursday, and we will check you out tomorrow night. So peace.